Joining us now is NBC News senior national security correspondent Courtney Kube and Evelyn Farkas, former Assistant Secretary of Defense and Executive Director of the McCain Institute. So, Courtney, President seemed willing to, I guess, move forward on that joint venture on minerals in Ukraine, but the pause on military aid and intelligence sharing is now in place. Is there a dichotomy there?
No, I mean, look, the reality is the U.S. was still sending weapons. They were flowing weapons and equipment into Ukraine still. In fact, a U.S. defense official told us that when the order came down Monday night about 6 p.m. Eastern time, that there was actually aid that was en route to the region at that time that had to be halted, essentially turned around because of this order. But while that was still flowing, it was nowhere near the scope, the scale, and the expediency that we have seen over the last 3 years. The reality is much of the weapons and things that were going in had really slowed down. That being said, the White House, the Trump administration announcing that they are pausing the shipment of weapons and equipment and the sharing of intelligence is sending a huge signal to Ukraine and to allies around the world. This appears to be a part of the negotiating tactic that President Trump and those around him are using as a way to get Ukraine to the table, to get them to sign this minerals deal. On a practical level, yes, Ukraine still does need U.S. assistance in the form of weapons and equipment, but European allies are stepping up and trying to fill as much of that gap as possible. And when it comes to intelligence sharing, yes, the United States has been sharing intelligence with them since before the invasion. You'll recall in fall of 2021, when U.S. officials were sitting down with Ukrainian officials and saying, look, we are seeing a huge buildup of military along your borders. You need to be concerned about what Russia is doing. That has continued apace. In fact, in many cases, it has stepped up. But even if the United States is not unilaterally sharing intelligence with Ukraine right now, allies are doing so. And the U.S. has allies who the U.S. shares information with that could then send it on to Ukraine. So on a day-to-day basis, Ukraine is still getting much of the intelligence they need. A lot of this is really just showing the world that the United States is pausing this right now.
Courtney Kube, thank you very much. So, Evelyn, how do you see this? Courtney was saying that maybe it's a part of a negotiating tactic. How do you see this? And I guess big picture, how do you think this is playing?
Well, it's playing pretty horribly among people who understand what's at stake. So among our European allies, of course, among the Ukrainians, the government officials, but also the soldiers in the field. I would imagine it's playing pretty poorly with our military and the people who have been working for years to help support Ukraine in our government. It's, to the extent that the American people understand it, I don't think it would play very well. I do agree with Courtney. It appears to be part of a negotiating plan, but the problem is all we see is this pressure being put on our ally and on the victim. And we don't see the same pressure being put on Russia. And Ukraine has said all along they're willing to make a deal. So, it's not necessary to put this kind of pressure on the Ukrainians that frankly causes a loss of lives. And it's really dangerous if the pause continues.
Now, the fact is that there are already a number of sanctions against Russia. It certainly has become, a pariah nation around the world as a consequence of its invasion of Ukraine more than 3 years ago. So I'm just wondering, where does the United States get its authority to be a trusted player among warring factions, and does the focus now on Ukraine and Zelensky specifically tarnish that?
Well, I think you raise an important point, Jose. The sanctions on Russia are still in place. And as long as they are in place, we are doing something consistent with previous administrations, including the first Trump administration, to pressure Russia. But we're not doing anything new to pressure Russia and to bring Russia to the negotiating table and to make concessions. What we don't know is whether Russia is prepared to make concessions. And I think it would be incumbent upon our government to explain to us what it is they think Russia is willing to give up, to compromise on, why they think that there's a chance for a peace deal. Because otherwise, this really does look dangerous, and it looks like we're, on the brink of changing sides. Even if that's not the case, I think it's incumbent upon the administration to explain more to the American people about what they're doing here.
Yeah, I mean, look, diplomacy is based on talking, on being able to speak and to being able to listen to different sides. And you're right. I mean, we know very little about what the Russian side has been saying, among other things, because they haven't talked to Russia in years. But Evelyn, quickly, just the axis of influence, I think, is changing in the world. To see the negotiations, the first conversations being carried on in Riyadh, I think it was really significant.
I think people are really nervous right now, Jose, that our president wants to align the United States with Russia, with autocratic leaders, China, that President Trump thinks that he can make some kind of deal and therefore make America more safe, when it's actually the inverse. I mean, if we make a bad deal, we're making America weaker, and we're putting ourselves in a greater position of danger.
Yeah. Evelyn Farkas, I always really appreciate your perspective. I thank you very much.